つも君と
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Isara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renaissance. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know if the Rena's Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't!
you...
It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Hey, Shion.
Don't!
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay? Guess I misread the landing.
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one, then.
We better get a move on, or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final Master Core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers. Particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Were it any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with.
I was just about to ask him what...
All right, then. I'm hungry. You're hungry? I did. Are they not? No. Then what's...
Alfin, you have to remember.
Oh, so you have your rations. I'm hungry. Yeah.
Do your ration...
I don't know.
What's that?
I haven't eaten them. Wait. If you're bringing them into... What? Why? Wait. Back up. Everyone in my group is doing it. I'm guessing none of us told them.
I was afraid that the people in this capital are slow...
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner?
Definitely.
Seems like the people here...
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Collegian, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate? Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's damage. Without them, making Collegian half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Collegian are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about. Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me! We all need salt in order to survive!
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah. I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
I think Hoodle senses something. Maybe something's going on in the forest.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Wow. Hey! Got it!
Huh?
I wonder if something happened.
Wow. Yeah. Huh?
Heck, are you stuck on that too?
No, really.
Oh.
See, wow. That's just, yeah. Lock. Oh?
All right. I wasn't expecting a thank you for that.
Maybe socializing with people is helping to jog his memory bit by bit. You did good, Lock.
Thanks. Search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
Very well.
Well,
Hey,
Pardon me.
doesn't seem that way. I almost think we're just down in the end of town.
whatever's going on, these are Bull Run soldiers. Watch yourself. Back into the fray.
Yeah.
Hey.
You don't say. Well? So then,
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dontouine.
actually, they were abiding Renin hierarchy. Not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
We've reached our destination.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it...
I know Renins tend to take authority extremely
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is... Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past...
But if they do start operating independently...
Indeed. Ganneth Harros is unlike Menin...
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be...
Yes. I just hate that we had to use...
Had I not intervened, yet more...
So, what?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their arms.
So they're alive?
What?
Those people they made us suffer. Long before so many people died. Why do they, the bastards should...
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renins just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renins who are the true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renins are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Daemons too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renins as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganeth Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen. But treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
Think about it. Thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not...
Oh?
What?
Yep.
Just
What?
Yes. Yep.
Nice.
so
Yes.
just...
White, soft, and...
Yeah.
What?
That was quite the little adventure we went on. I recall, there's a recipe we've yet to try.
Yeah, this is the last ingredient we need.
Then let's go ahead and prepare it.
Out of our way!
Resonate with the earth! Take this!
These ones put their rings around us.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Prepare to be sealed.
Let's talk some more doing.
Any injuries?
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for you intruders. Sleep now. Where are you going?
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Marker! Take it!
Negative gate! Resonate with the earth!
That was almost tip.
Too easy.
No enemy can stand against us.
If only every battle went so well.
There's something in the water.
Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Ha! Time to try a different spot. There we go. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Negative gate!
Frozen.
Hammer! No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stand with you.
Astral energy. Full throttle. I've never seen so many bullseyes.
I couldn't have done it without you. I have a bad feeling about this.
The flash attacks are weak points.
The enemy wields arcs too.
You'll soon see about that.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Shield from calamity.
Here I go. Young line. This one's mine. Let's get
Not today!
In a bind?
Not
I didn't want to put you out.
What are friends for?
You're right. I'll bear that in mind.
coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
Allow me to help you. In a bind?
Demon Blade!
Demon
Take this!
In here! Get out of here with the others!
Benediction light. Blow away!
Magic is there!
Blow away!
No, it won't end like this.
I couldn't make it in time. Let free!
Not today!
Right. Still anywhere to fight. I can carve through walls! Don't suffer inside. No harm in being interrupted. Rending you apart. Take this! No! Can't get here! Forgive me. Take me to deity! Blow away! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together. Like a finely timed waltz.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
Curry, perhaps. Or burgers. No, mashed potatoes. It's so hard to decide.
Xian has really become quite the foodie, huh?
At least all that time teaching her wasn't for naught.
Shame it all sounds so rich.
Xion, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk? There's something I need to ask you.
Of course. What's up?
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl. I gave it some more thought, and I still don't remember actually receiving it from anyone.
You were so little. I don't think it's that surprising you've forgotten, is it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That doll was so old, I'm starting to think I just always had it with me from the start. I know that it's extremely unlikely, but after last time we talked, it got me thinking. Maybe you brought the doll that child made with you to Lenegis.
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. But you can't say for sure you didn't, right? Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone, only to end up meeting you, and Law, and Rinwell, and Kisara, and Dohalim. Sometimes things happen in life that we never thought possible.
You make a good point. I left everyone and everything I knew behind 300 years ago. But now, I'm not so alone anymore.
Exactly. You crossed all those centuries to find all of us, so...
Why can't a little doll have made the same jump too?
Right? Look, it's up to you to decide if there's any meaning behind all of this. But I choose to think there is.
Yeah, I think so too. There's something beautiful about the whole thing that simply can't be denied.
I think it's time we go to sleep. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here, then?
I'll see what I can do. Let's see what you've got.
Take this! Swordman Alpha! Ready!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Damn it! Demon Fang! Put her away! Take this!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Swordman Alpha! Demon Fang! In an instant! Impact Block!
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
Dispose of the trash.
So you clamor for my true power? Simian pests, I shall seal you where you stand.
Guess I misread the landing.
The spray from this waterfall feels so good.
Seriously. Makes the sweat I worked up getting here all worth it.
Don't get too wet now, you two, or else you'll catch a cold.
Let's see what you've got. Bet that shell's hiding something tasty. Let's see what you've got.
They're all going after me.
I'm coming, Ridwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine. There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle. Dispose of the trash. Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally. Primed and ready.
Got flyers.
I've got them. Let 'em go.
All yours.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. There it is. That's our target.
I won't forgive you.
Demon Fang.
Sword by the power of they may like cute stuff, but they're vicious. You are disgusting.
Soon as I'm done here, come help out.
Never let me say no. As impressive as always. Demon System! Flashing Spin!
Reflect on thy sins. They smite
Do it!
Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Gannett Harrows.
I know that, but our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
What's got into him?
He says.
Wait! All right. Having you in... Form a mother or son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's why
Yeah.
See?
Sorry.
Yes.
All right.
How can she think of putting her son to rest as work?
Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives.
I know she doesn't. Mean anything back? I'd buy it. I know that, but
It looks like she went out of town to take care of her son's body.
That's a little concerning.
Yes.
What?
I'm afraid...
I'm sorry.
Rinwell.
Huh?
Good. Right.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive.
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, La.
You're welcome. Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I think we've helped these people just about as much as we can. They're going to need more. What?
What's that noise?
Alfred, this is bad! Look at the sky!
What's happening to Rena and Lenegis?
It looks like Lenegis is transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Renans if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they've dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dana.
Not just into Dana, but her own resistance too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above? Got any idea what that could be?
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? But that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dana is going to be hollowed into oblivion.
Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the 2 of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsif, too. You saw her, right, Shion? Shion?
Oh, sorry, I drifted off. As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Pelegion.
Seriously? How could you 2 not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Ganateros until we come up with a plan, right?
Cyslodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be...
I bet the whole of Dan is losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pelegion seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave, that's for sure.
Whatever Renegis is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dana's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dana... Did anyone else see any weird light shoot out with it?
Indeed. As I recall, it was 4 lights, each one a different color and going in a separate direction.
That's what I saw too. What were they?
Hold on. A lot just happened here, so let's take a minute. For now, let's focus.
Overland Mountains exactly?
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Loft marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look. Again. I wonder what we'll find out there this time.
Most likely Zoogles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them.
Armored soldiers!
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Lay down your arms, and no one has to get hurt.
Traitors like you shall never walk free!
I knew you were stuck, but you don't have to be so damn dramatic.
Coming through! Ha! Scarlet Inferno! We flank her!
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to Cyslodia. Everything all right?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go. I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out. Like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, Every little piece is its own treasure, filled with memories.
Hey! Little Swivering!
Tell me, Elfin, wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Danon master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
A Danon master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Danon techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using those skills for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
I hear a voice. Somebody's asking for help.
Yeah!
Sure. How did it come to this?
You're a beautiful woman, Shion. That's a good thing, right?
Wait, Kisara. Hey, Kisara! How did it come to this? I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. I never miss.
Here I go!
These things really get on my nerves.
In a bind? Exploit the enemy's weakness. Now you see what I can do! A wall shield from calamity. Come and face me!
Here I go!
Being interrupted.
Take this!
Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, you too. Fierce evil. Eat dirt. This one's mine.
Now your weapon holding up. Best not to give me any ideas.
As impressive as always. No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Coming through! Scarlet Inferno!
They smite with black
Glacial Spear. Here's evil. Raging Spear. Banana Great Lancer. Sleep now. This is not Crazy Cascade.
This is bad, right?
Yes, very bad.
I don't feel so good.
It's in the sky and you lost.
Not today!
Here I come. Not in your dreams.
Nothing gets by me. Negative gate.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword.
In an instant!
Impact claw. I can carve through walls.
Such unadulterated feeling.
You may be
I couldn't make it in time.
I said almost. Don't get worried.
I can't hold on much longer. I can handle it.
To stop me dying?
In a bind. Only one will save you.
This ends now.
consider yourself finished. I can feel my power growing.
You guys want to rest here?
Sure. Just great.
Well, Anyway,
We've got just relax.
guess I'll do some laundry.
What is it?
Yeah, I guess.
Of course.
He's fine, Keith.
Oh, good.
Hey!
Just don't.
Yeah.
What was? I suppose I should. Oh,
Simply admiring
although I'm. Why?
the night at what I...
That's not like you.
brimming to hear your words.
I guess I'm proud, so they don't need, and I don't have. But aside from, and if not, I can't.
Lost life with
You're right, and we still.
you.
Okay.
Hey, dinner's ready. Wow.
Oh. Dohalim, all of your replies last night were poems. What would... that all about?
I suppose I was struck with poetic inspiration.
No.
All right. You don't say. Stay calm. Good.
Sure.
Perhaps you shouldn't have gotten your hopes up.
I felt moved by people who... whose love transcended the boundaries.
Huh?
Right.
That is one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
If it's in the sky, where are you going?
I'm nearly done for.
Where are you going?
Light burst forth!
Radiant finish! You don't mess around.
Coming through! Ha! No! Scarlet Inferno!
Take it.
Anything in order! Sword Rain Alpha! Resonate with the earth!
Take it down! This one is almost in the bag.
We're not done yet. Just falling back.
Then it's time for you to do what you do best.
No further. Eat this. Such unadulterated fury. No.
Nothing gets by me!
Okay, here I go.
Deny!
Do it!
Light burst forth.
Radiating Genesis!
Step back! This one's all law!
Always good to be back in familiar tech.
Yeah! Huh? Hey!
You finally made it.
We've reached our destination.
Hello. I see. Oh.
Oh?
I see.
Yeah.
But why Voldemort's where? Don't they know where their own sovereign is?
Considering you've come across him the world over, he's likely been operating on his own for a while now.
Maybe even his own subordinates were just toys to him.
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush on Pelegion?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, Maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial that he was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation.